Hello. Hello. This is Christina with leadsandleverage.com. And I am with you live today. Gonna talk about some of the lies that we believe. And you get to go on a journey with me because I am walking around everywhere. Come on. Because it's gorgeous outside. And I can't stand being inside when it's gorgeous outside. So, again, this is Christina. If you're watching this in replay, you can click on live subscribe. And subscribe, you're going to get the dog. Maybe I'll have to go inside or put the dog inside. Maybe I'll go out front where the dog is not. So you guys are going on a journey with me. Today, I'm going to talk about kind of the lies that we tell ourselves. Well, as an industry, the lies that we kind of tell ourselves. Sorry, guys. I'm getting set up. It's nice here, and I want to enjoy the weather while I chat with you. But I was in the backyard, and the dog is going a little bit nuts, and I'm not interested in hearing his barking voice on this, and I'm sure you aren't either. So, I get a lot of statements from agents, usually along the lines of, well, it actually comes in a whole bunch of different ways, different thought processes, but they all stem from the same source. Usually it's, well, can I just sign my assistant up? Want to outsource this, or for social media stuff, or we aren't in the business of experimenting with social media, or I don't have time. I'm really too busy real estating or things like that. And all of those are legitimate questions, but the problem is they're the wrong question. And I'll explain to you what I mean. But part of this is, we're so intent on outsourcing everything. In one extreme, we outsource nothing, and we retain control of doing the contracts and running the errands and taking the pictures and of the listings, or doing the videos ourselves of the listings, or scheduling the showings and all this stuff. So we keep control of all that kind of stuff, and we do it. And under the same breath, we're also saying, oh, I don't have time for social media. I need to outsource that. Can I just hire somebody out? So here's where the problem lies. I immediately know when I hear that, all those concepts, all that stuff. Looks like my internet connection is weak. Let me move over here a little bit. I'm using the Wi-Fi, and I don't want to be so weak that I can't talk to you guys. But I was outside, and I don't know if that's going to affect it, so I might have to go inside. It's still weak. Still weak, guys. Hopefully I get some better. I think you're going to have to see my messy house instead. Inside, I'll just sit in my chair. All right, sorry guys. I wanted to sit outside with you. And could you adjust that blind, please, for me? Angle it up. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I was going to sit outside with you, but my internet connection's weak out there, which it affects what you guys can hear. So, as I was saying, regaining my thought, in one breath, we're trying to outsource social media or things along those lines, and in the next breath, we're still we're fighting the idea of outsourcing our listing photos. We're not going to spend the money on it, or getting the signs coordinated and up, or scheduling showings and stuff like that. So here's where when an agent says things like that to me, I know immediately that they don't understand what the priority is in their business. And let me just clarify that word priority. I did not pluralize it. it's priority, not priorities, but it's priority. What the priority is in our business. There's one priority in our business. There's one main priority. If you don't have this as a priority, you're not going to have a business. Your real estate business is not going to make it. It's not going to last. You're not going to stay sustained. It's just not going to grow. It's not going to happen. And that priority is bringing new people into your business, otherwise known as lead generation or prospecting, whatever you want to call it. But it's bringing new people into our business. So when agents are talking about, I don't have time on social media now, and I'm going to use this social media as an example because that's the foundation from where I teach, but really I'm teaching the whole building relationships with people ahead of time concept. But I'm using this as an example because agents come to me and say, I'm not in the business of experimenting with social media, and yet they want to outsource it. A piece that allows you to build relationships with people ahead of time, a piece that allows you to build know, like, and trust relationships before people have ever contacted you, a piece that allows you to actually lead generate. They're not willing to do that. They want to outsource that, but they are willing to go and take their own listing photos, or they are willing to go, and some of them are even putting up their own signs. Now, I get it that we save money where we need to and we do what we need to do until we grow our businesses. But when you're choosing those over something that's going to actually bring you more business, it's the wrong choice. And this also stems, guys, from not understanding social media, from not understanding Facebook, from not understanding how to actually bring in leads through those methods, and how to build relationships with people. We have several schools of thought in that realm. And that whole school of thought realm is along the lines of, you need to just be talking, you just need to always be present, you need to be on every cotton picking social media site that there is. That's a lie, by the way. You need to always be there. Another lie. This is just about time suck. And then there's the other side that, I'm just going to put up a seller ad and capture everybody that I possibly can. And then I'm going to put them into my database, and then I'm going to hire an inside sales agent to try and convert as many as possible. So you get kind of two extremes there. Guess what? There's a really great middle ground that actually grows your business bigger, wider, deeper, faster, farther than either of those other two messages. So here's what they are. It's the point where you have lead capture, a lead generation funnels set up through how your page is set up, through all of your other stuff, how everything else is set up. And then you layer that with how you build relationships with your website, with your opt-ins, with all this other stuff. So there's lots of stuff you can do on that. But the biggest problem is that we don't understand what our priority is. We don't understand. And if we think I have to get new business, we think that until we have new business, then we stop thinking that, and then we pay attention to the new business. And then, again, we starve until we find the new business. So it's like this never-ending cycle of not really knowing what our real priority is. So what I wanted to get into with this is we tend to focus on the tasks in our business rather than on the growth of our business. So yes, everything has to be done. Well, actually, most everything. But the point is that when we focus on our priority, which is lead generation, if you guys are in the real estate business, if you're in any business, most businesses fail because they do not understand that their job is to, number one, lead generate. Number two, doing the act of the business. Everything is secondary to lead generation. And I know we war with that in our minds, but I have to go show. If I don't go show these properties, I'm not going to get they're not going to buy anything. Well, okay, but you wouldn't have gotten the leads if you're not lead generating. You have time to do your priority. It's when we tend to fill ourselves with other things that are priorities that we have a problem. So don't think, how can I outsource social media, or how can I outsource this? Think about tasks that are not strategic. Think about things that are not part of actually physically growing your business. They're the part of serving in your business. those are the kinds of things, the service-based tasks that you can outsource. Outsource those. Outsource listing photo stuff. And I'm using just some of those as examples, but outsource that stuff. Outsource flyer design. Outsource your mailers. Outsource going to the post office. Outsource that stuff, but don't outsource strategy and understanding. You need to be able to strategize. And this actually leads a little bit into one of my next topics. I can't remember the next couple days. I'm going to talk about most real estate agents are, we get into real estate with the idea that it's our own business and the idea that we're creating time and, having flexibility in this business. But the problem is we end up treating the business like a job. We don't treat it like a business. Could you go hush him up somehow or something? I don't know. Bring him in. He won't really listen to you. Sorry, my dog is just going nuts over there. And I have to yell to get his attention. And I'm not going to do that when I'm on the call with you guys. Sorry, I'm going to walk you around a little bit. Come on, Duke. Sorry, guys. Is he coming? Good. Maybe he'll be quiet once he comes in. So the problem is that we focus on these tasks rather than on what's going to grow our business. Our first priority should always be, how do we grow our business? Well, the way you grow your business is you put people into your database. So then you figure out, well, first of all, what are things that I like to do that get people into my database? That's your first priority. Not what do you need to do, but first, what do you like to do? And then second, out of the things that you like to do, what works the best? That's really, you want to like your business. You want to enjoy your business. So you want to do the things that you enjoy and the things that work. If you abhor cold calling, then by golly, don't be driving people into your database that you've got to call to try and convert, or don't be doing any of the cold calling stuff. Don't be doing that. Do something else. I hated being on the phone. I still don't like being on the phone. At least not the way a phone's supposed to be used. I'm clearly on my phone now doing live stream with you guys, but I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't enjoy it, so I don't do it. I reserve my phone time for my deepest relationships, for my mom, for my sister. Those are the people that I talk on the phone with. So I've known that for 20 some years. So guess what we did? We did direct mail. We did online. We did some face-to-face events. As the farther I got into it, I didn't really love to do those either. So I catered my business to things that I liked. I liked doing those things. And then I figured out the best ways to make those work. So that's what really we need to be doing. We need to be focusing on how to get leads into our business, not on, the biggest thing is when agents are thinking, I don't have time to do things like social media, or I don't have time to do that. First of all, figure out, is it because you don't like it? Is it because you're not willing to learn it? Or is it because you don't understand the importance of it and how it can actually benefit your business? So if you hate it, fine, do something else. If you don't mind it, but you're not willing to learn it, that's your problem. You've got to get over that. You've got to get over that, I don't want to learn it, or I'm tech challenged or whatever. You need to learn what you need to learn to make it work. If that's what you enjoy, if you hate cold calling, if you hate direct mail, if you hate door knocking, if you hate going to events, you got to have another way to bring in leads, guys. You got to have a way to bring in leads. So whatever it is that you enjoy the most, that you should be focusing on. So I went 50 different places on this call because really what gets me is when agents want to outsource something that's so important. Social media, we don't think it's important. Do you know why we don't think it's important as agents? Because there are these services out there that we think can just throw up crap on our business pages, and we're just going for reach and engagement and brand recognition or name recognition or brand or exposure or whatever. And those are all lies. Now, the companies are not lies. They're providing a service for a perceived need. Our need is not to put crap on Facebook. Our need is to figure out how to utilize Facebook to bring in leads. And we have this idea that if we just throw canned crap out there, it's just like emails. If we just throw canned crap out there, somebody's going to use this. Guys, if your way that you want to bring in leads is email, or you have to put people into your email, if that's what it is, you need to learn how it actually works. not trying to just get touches out there. Okay, I'm going on to like several more subjects here because this is a big, huge soapbox of mine. But if you're not in the business of experimenting with social media, you need to get off the internet. That's pretty much the way it is. If you are not in the business of figuring out how to develop know, like, and trust relationships with people before they've used your services, get off the internet. Seriously, go do your crap face to face. Go meet people face to face. If you hate the internet or you're not going to spend the time and dedicate to it, go spend your energies doing face to face stuff. If that's what you like better, that's what you need to be doing. So now that I've said all that, I'm doing my Launch Into program, and I just want, if you want to be part of it, you can email me. Christina at leadsandleverage.com. It's a 6-week coaching guidance, kind of it's a life and business by design. This is not about Facebook. This is not about the internet. This is about how you're looking at your business, your real estate business, and your life. How are you perceiving it? How are you making it work the way you want it to make it work? Are you catering to what the industry is telling you need to do and you hate it? Are you struggling with shiny object syndrome because there's so many choices and things like that? That's what this Launch Into is about. So if you're interested in doing Launch Into, hopefully that's coming across right, it's Christina at leadsandleverage.com. Send me an email and just say, I'm interested in Launch Into. I'll send you the information. This is not, I did this once before in December, and it was awesome. We took 15 agents through it, and it was not about implementing Facebook. It was not about implementing websites or cold calling. It's not that at all, guys. This is a personal dive into your business, what you like, what you hate, what works best for you, what doesn't work best, and where you want to go from there. So it's a little bit different, So if you're interested, the deadline is Friday, but you want to email me first so I can get you the stuff. So it's Christina at leadsandleverage.com. And then, let's see, Michelle has questions. Do you use Instagram, Periscope, Pinterest, and Twitter? Okay, so if you're not, well, so my question actually for you, Michelle, is where are your ideal clients? Where are they at? So I play with Instagram personally, just a little bit. Periscope, I no longer use because I prefer Facebook Live. I like it a lot better. And Pinterest, I use it all the time, but not for business. I do have some business stuff on there. I do it for some research and stuff, but I don't use it to try and drive traffic, although I have gotten traffic driven through it. Google Plus is the same thing. I've had traffic driven through it. And Twitter is, I do post stuff out on there, and I do check it every single day, but that is because people within my sphere look for people to teach classes and do things like that on Twitter. I don't use it to prospect for real estate agents. When we were doing all of our real estate prospecting, Chuck, my husband, he was a heavy Twitter user, and we got several, a little under a dozen good transactions and the referrals from those from using Twitter. However, it's not a matter of just putting stuff on there. He loved Twitter. He loved the way it worked. He loved the way it connected him with people. And he became involved in local meetup groups. So they were called tweet ups, and they met every single week. And he became involved. And so what we got transactions from that, but that was because he became person to person involved, not because he did all the different kinds of marketing that you can do on Twitter, different kinds of finding locals and stuff like that. That's not why we got business from it. He got it because he became personally involved, met people person to person. Now, it was a catalyst to meet. We also loved it because we got lots of season tickets for things, lots of all kinds of other stuff. So that was great for us. But as far as a resource for generating traffic, the quality ideal clients, if you're in residential real estate, Facebook's where your people are, and that's where you need to be. So if you're not leveraging Facebook and you're not actually getting a solid flow of ideal clients through Facebook, don't look other places until that one's done, until you've really maximized it. Hi, let's see. Hi, Adrina. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am going to butcher your name. Adrena. I'm sorry. And hi, Michelle. And Jerry. And Cheris. So, I guess really the thing is I really want you guys to know that if you're thinking that you can outsource no like and trust relationships, is it Adrena? Okay, good. I do not like butchering people's names, especially if it should be fairly phonetic from the spelling. People butcher my maiden name they butchered, which was understandable because it was not easy. And you're welcome, Michelle. And my married name should be easy, but they still butcher it because everybody's aware of Melissa Etheridge, and mine's Etheridge. There's a consonant missing in the middle, so or I mean a syllable missing in the middle. Anyway, so they still butcher it. I just try not to butcher other people's. So if you think you can, and this is another, it's a post, another article that I'm writing for Inman, and it's kind of been inside of me for a while, and because I've been just kind of mulling on it because I keep hearing, like I said earlier, I keep hearing, I don't have time for social media. Can I outsource it? Can my assistant do it? Oh, one of the ones I got was somebody joined our Facebook Domination Secret. They joined it, handed it over to their assistant, or so they said, and then like 2 days later said, well, my assistant went through everything and said there's nothing new in there, so I'm canceling my membership. And I'm going to let you guys know, I'm like, okay, I didn't even take that feedback seriously because that assistant, we tracked the usage of what they did. They went to 2 pages and looked at 2 minutes of one video. There's probably 200 hours of trainings inside Facebook Domination Secret. But my first thought was, oh crap, she is letting her assistant control the direction of her business. I get outsourcing, but she's letting her assistant decide what is new and what isn't, or what should be implemented and what shouldn't. She's letting her assistant tell her there's nothing new in there when I know for a fact there is, because they weren't doing anything of what I was teaching, nothing. In fact, every single person I talked to, oh, I haven't heard of it this way. Oh, I haven't. So I did not take her comment seriously in regards to feedback from Facebook Domination Secret, but I did take it seriously in regards to an agent even outsourcing the future of her business to her assistant. And that just killed me in my gut because I was like, oh my goodness, she's so busy doing stuff she shouldn't be doing because she has an assistant. Her assistant should be doing this other stuff, and she should be the one proactively looking and seeing, will this take me where I'm strategizing that I want to go? And if it will, that's when you say implement this. And she was outsourcing everything. What I mean is she was outsourcing the future growth, the future look, what her future business was going to look like. She's always going to be struggling busy. She's always going to be so busy because she's not engaged. She's not engaged as the CEO of her business, of her company. And we don't treat our businesses like we're the helm of the ship. And instead we're down there rowing for the stupid boat. In the boat, and we can't tell what direction we're going. So this is what this is, this launch into, email me, Christina@leadsandleverage.com if you're interested. This is what Launch Into is focused on, helping you figure out who you are, what your business is like, does it work with you, what can you do differently, and where do you want to be? Not this whole, I want to have 5 assistants and do this, but where do you physically want to be? What are your goals? The other day I talked about, for us, we knew the reason that we did not build a team the traditional way is because we didn't want to manage people. We didn't want to have, we didn't want to have agents under us, although we did have a couple, but we didn't want to have that. There were things that we didn't want. We wanted time freedom. And so instead, we figured out how to be more profitable with fewer people. We figured out how to make that work, which means that you look at your systems and you look at your processes and you look at your strategy and where do you want to go. And like I shared yesterday or the day before on one of the Facebook live streams, for us, we wanted time freedom. That was our priority. Time was our priority. So we worked everything around that. We didn't work Sundays. We didn't work evenings. We worked everything around that. And then it became Location, we wanted mobility. So if you haven't heard our story, we physically bought an RV, sold all of our stuff, and traveled in our RV for 18 months while simultaneously running our real estate business. So you can do your business any way you want. I'm not saying that you're going to want to go out and do an RV, but do you want to work 4 hours a day? Work 4 hours a day. In fact, I know of an agent that he is divorced and he has joint custody of his 2 daughters. And so what happens is the way their joint custody works, he gets his daughters for the second half of the year. So from July to December, that's when he gets his daughters. So guess what he does, guys? He works his you-know-what off January through June. His focus, his singular focus during those 6 months is to get listings, period. That's all he does. He just gets listings. Now, he gets tons of closings because of it, but he works 6 months a year. That's it. The other 6 months of the year, everything is referred out. That's what he chose. That's what he wanted. That was his priority. That is not how most people build their business. He didn't have a team. Did it himself. And he didn't maintain everything. He outsourced things like the photography. He had a transaction coordinator that his office he could hire per transaction. So I guess my point with all of this is, if you don't know what you want your life to look like, you're not going to know what you want your real estate business to look like. Because what you're going to do is you're going to fall in line with how everybody else says you should do it. So instead of building your business the way everybody else says to build it your own way. I mean, this is like my huge soapbox. I'm so tired of most of the coaches coming out there, most of the franchises out there saying you have to do it this way, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it has to look this way. And I'm just like, what? No, it doesn't. It does not, guys. You can build it however you want. Hi, Mari. So the thing is, I want you guys to know about this launch into. It was so incredible. It's called Launch into 2016. I did it December to January. I'm doing another 6-week session starting April 9th. The deadline to register is Friday, April 1st. And you can email me, Christina@leadsandleverage.com. You can email me and let me know if you're interested. This is not a traditional, I send you to a page and you sign up. This is a little bit different. I only take 15 agents through this at a time. And we're really it's my passion, my soapbox, to give you guys freedom of choice. You can choose how you live your life, how you build your business, what it looks like. And what's very interesting is you are fighting. You guys are up a creek without a paddle, because no one else in your brokerage is probably going to be okay with this, with you doing things your way. You're going to fight feedback. You're going to fight it from agents. Oh my gosh, we heard it all the time. You don't work Sundays? No, you can't do that. Well, I do it every single week. I don't work Sundays. You don't work evenings? No, you can't do that. Well, yeah, I do it. I do it. The thing is, I want you guys to know, you do not have to live in anyone else's expectations. Your expectations are what matters, not theirs. Anderson says, hi, I love all of your content and articles. Every article seems to be slapping me in the face with pertinent information. Slapping, that's not a very good visual. It gets very overwhelming with knowing how to take it all in and figure out where to start and building a foundation of awesomeness in online marketing. Yeah, there's a lot, and there just gets to be more and more, Anderson. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this, but my intent isn't necessarily to pitch this, although I want you to know it's there. I have right now, and you can email me. I keep putting this up so people can email me, Christina@leadsandleverage.com. I have a guided coaching. It's called Launch Into. I'm taking 15 people through it. I think there's 3 spots left. I have to look. I think there's 3 spots left, and it starts April 9th. And that coaching, it's not about Facebook or online or website or door knocking or whatever. It's about helping you prioritize and figure out what you want your life to look like, what you want your business to look like, and then what do you enjoy doing, what do you hate doing, and integrating all of that into something kind of holistic, so that you have a business that you enjoy, a business that you're focused on, you know exactly what you need to do to build that business, and it looks like what you want it to look like, and it's bringing in the money that you want it to bring in, because everybody has different ideas of what they want. It's scalable. That's my point. It's a scalable, and it's any model. It's however you want to build it. But the point is, it's how you want to build it. which helps, and I say all of this, Anderson, because it helps you decide, well, how much time do I want to invest in doing a website if what you really enjoy doing is being involved in your HOA and being face-to-face and being at all the neighborhood events. So all of those different things. So if you email me, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the information link so you can get more information. Oh, Mark's asking. Mark, you need to email me because FDS members have they get a reduced cost. So I can't tell you that on here. But you could ask like Sonia or let's see, Sonia and Eileen and a few other people in the group. They'll tell you in the group. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, you get a special thing. Because you're a member, FDS members. I like agents to start there because they may decide that, why am I even on Facebook? They may decide, why am I going on these broker tours? There's a few things that we caught flack for, which is why we ended up opening our own brokerage. We caught flack because we never went to the office meetings. We didn't go on. We would go once in a while on certain things, like if it was an update of the brokerage or basic stuff like that. But we didn't go to the office meetings. We didn't, and I say we, meaning I'm second generation realtor. So it was myself, my husband, my dad, and my brother-in-law, my sister, everybody, our assistants, everybody that was licensed. We didn't go. Once in a while, I would make a showing because we didn't want to have a bad relationship with them. We didn't go on the brokers opens because we tracked stuff, guys. We started tracking things, and we started realizing how detrimental some of this stuff was to our businesses, to our business, to ourselves, to our sellers. Some of the things, people would brag about brokers opens, and we would be very careful and price properties the way they needed to be priced. But then people would come through on brokers opens, and they'd say, all over the place, you're too high, you're too low, you're too this, and it just confused the sellers. So we never used those resources. It wasn't worth it. And when we started showing that it wasn't bringing, we tracked from 20 years of data, guys. We tracked this, we started tracking it at about year 10. We started going backwards and really tracking it at about year 10, but we started tracking this data for us. It was where our people came from was not from broker opens, was not from going to pitching at office meetings. It wasn't going from all these other, it was from different things that we were doing. So we knew what worked, and that's what we did. Okay, let me go back here. Leah says, I want an iPhone 6 Plus. This is actually, well, you can't tell, but I have the iPhone 6. Chuck has the 6 Plus. I like his. Okay, this is going to tell you how old I am. I like his because when we're somewhere and I need to look at the phone and read something, I can read it. I don't need my readers for his phone, for little tiny print things. But that's so incredibly rare that I actually need my readers. I like mine because it fits everywhere. I like the size of it. I like everything about it, and I just have the 6. Adrena says, I use Conversion, and I only do free Facebook advertising with it. I don't know what free Facebook advertising, maybe just on your posts on your page. The majority of my business comes from there, but I want to incorporate more to not have all my eggs in one basket. Not sure what else to do. So, Adrena, you've got lots of options that you can do, all kinds of different things. You definitely don't want to solely rely on Facebook, but the way you help alleviate that is you just drive leads every opportunity, every place you can into your database because you own that. Conversion's not your database, but it can be a funnel for your database. It's a great way to capture and get them into your own database. But you can do face-to-face events. You could do Google pay-per-click, although it's more expensive and not as targeted. It says targeted, but it's better on Facebook. There are some targeting things that they just don't have. Google's trying to catch up though. So watch for it. You might see some reduction in costs. Competitors, it's good. They're both competitors. You can do offline stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff to help with that. Nancy, what are the steps to help me get a steady flow of people on Facebook? Oh my goodness, Nancy. That's a lot. So in very basic, you build your basic Facebook page. You create lead magnets or reasons for people to opt in. You drive them into your database, and then you nurture them into your email database, and then you build relationships with them every week through the content that you through the conversations that you have with them. So it's kind of 4 things. You build your Facebook foundation. You need a website foundation because you're going to put stuff there. You need to have landing pages with lead magnet opt-ins. And I know a lot of this terminology is probably going to be way over a lot of your guys' heads at this point. So you just, because it's learning, then you need to, so it's all 4 of those things. So, sorry, Facebook and website, 1, funnel everything into via an opt-in. So lead magnet opt-in, then funnel it to your email database, then have conversations with people. That is the very, very basic, very simplified 4-step process. A lot more involved in that, but that's the gist of the 4-step process on there. Leah says, I have so much to share and give to my audience if I can do Facebook Live. Periscope is too big of a net. Yeah, Periscope is extremely untargeted. I don't like Twitter either for that very reason, because it's untargeted. I really like Facebook because I can target it, because I've spent the last 2 years building my page that has almost 10,000 page likes. Every single one of those page likes are in the real estate industry or the mortgage industry or the insurance, lend, any of those, that industry that I am focused on. There's a very small percentage that are not, very small, like 1%, and they're probably just people that slipped through. So I have a very targeted audience. So when I do Facebook Lives, you guys get notified. It goes out to my targeted audience. Whereas Periscope, yeah, it goes out in my feed, but anybody can follow. And it goes out everywhere. And it just is pointless to me to gather hearts on Periscope and gather followers if they're not real estate agents. For me. And if for you, if they're not people who are likely, like Leah is in Guam, and she deals a lot with military relocating to and from Guam. So if she can't be guaranteed that those people are military and relocating to and from Guam, it's really not worth the time. And so I totally get it. But Leah, what Periscope can do for you is help you just practice and get those things out there, and then save the videos and upload the videos natively to your Facebook page. So you're utilizing it to practice live stream, and you see me, guys. I mean, I've been on video now for, I don't know, 7 years, but really heavily for the last 2 years. And I'm walking you around, you're seeing my messy house, blah, blah, blah. This is not my like official, carefully structured class. This is Facebook Live. You're having a conversation with me. So you get to go wherever I go. And I was outside for a little bit. So if you're interested in Launch Into, email me, Christina@leadsandleverage.com. And it's CHRISTINA. And I'll send you an email on it. But guys, my big soapbox is that you can build what you want. It can look like what you want it to look like. I know that there's all this rage to have a 7th level team, and that, where you just kind of you have a CEO of it and you do all that. But here's the deal with that. You work your freaking you-know-what off to get to there. Well, okay, but do you want to take that time? Do you want that time spent away from family to get there? Or do you want to build it a different way to get there? Or do you want it to look differently? Or, whatever that is. For us, we did not consider it an option to work 60 hours a week at all. That was for us. I've told you guys before, we adopted all 4 of our boys, and we wanted time with them. And we were not going to say, well, we only have to do this for 3 or 4 years, because those were the 3 or 4 years that we had with them. So, because we adopted older kids. So for us, we chose time with our kids and building our business a different way. And we also knew, you know what? We need this kind of income. We have things we have to take care of for them. We have special schools we have to send them to. We have different things like that. We needed the income. So guess what we did? We just looked for solutions. What does that look like? Okay, we need to raise our average cost per transaction. Okay, we don't have time to go on a lot of listing appointments. So what does that mean? I guess we work with out-of-state sellers. We can do it all online. I mean, just all kinds of different ways we could adjust that. You can do that too. It says, I've been very active on PS, not shy, and love sharing, on Periscope, not shy, and love sharing my island and make my audience salivate about moving here. Awesome. Now, are you saving all those videos, Leah? Because you can take those videos, download them, And then you can upload them directly on Facebook. So they're an embedded video. It's the second favorite thing that Facebook likes. They like Facebook Live first, but the second favorite thing that they like are native videos. So you can upload those videos to your Facebook page and utilize that for now. So that's a really good thing to utilize on there. Gosh, the weather's gorgeous, you guys. It's just, it's crystal blue sky. It's just beautiful. Blue skies. Have we hit 60 yet? We were supposed to hit 62 today, like the first day of the year in the 60s. We were just talking about, we have Leads and Leverage Live coming up. And some of the people, one of the people coming up, Sonia, is coming up from Austin area. And last year was like insane warm. We were in the mid 60s by mid-February. And it was also, last year was terrible because we were surrounded. We were in like a funnel of smoke. It was so bad. We were closed up from about June until October. We could only have our air conditioning on. We couldn't have any doors open and stuff. It was really bad. We had fires all around us, just a couple miles from us. And there were you guys, most of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho were on fire. We're in Coeur d'Alene. So last year was bad, but anyway, they were commenting that, well, last year was fine. We were warm when we came last year to the thing. And I was like, well, that's because it was almost 80 last year. This year we haven't even quite hit 60 yet. So awesome, Leah. Awesome. Talk to you later, Leah. Any other questions, you guys? Anything I can help you with? My goal is to do a live stream just about every day because you guys are asking all kinds of questions. You're emailing me. When you email me, I see things that trigger. You're putting them in the Facebook for Real Estate Agents group. If you're not in that group, Facebook for Real Estate Agents. It's an open group. The topic is, guess what? Facebook. How to utilize Facebook for your real estate business. And usually my videos are much calmer because I have you in a thing and I'm sitting down somewhere, but I really wanted to enjoy the sun and I was going to go outside. In fact, I think I can go outside now because there's no dog out there. So I'm going out, as long as the cat doesn't get out. I'm going outside. There we go. Now I can enjoy it out here, guys. I love it. Look at that sky. Look at how awesome that is. Look, the trees just barely starting to get some buds on them and stuff. We're just barely starting to get, but I love all the sun. I love it. It is so awesome out here. So we're coming up on almost 45 minutes. So do you guys have any other questions? Want to get those out? I have more. Remember, if you're interested in Launch Into, you can email me, Christina@leadsandleverage.com. And I have several more. I have so many topics for you guys. I like these live formats where you can ask questions and I can talk to you. I like these better than webinars. A lot better than webinars. No other questions? Okay. I'm gonna let it go. So if you're watching, don't forget to click live subscribe and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will post the event time for tomorrow for another live stream and we'll go deeper on something else. Talk to you guys later.